Good morning and happy Saturday. Usually I film my Saturday TikToks on Friday, so that way I can get a schedule for 9 a.m. and so you guys could see it early. Well, 9 a.m. Central Time, which is my time zone. And for whatever reason, yesterday I was so busy between making calls and we went to the grocery store, getting my daughter from school, dropping her to school. There was so much that was done in that time. I think maybe I had like an hour or so of downtime where I was reading, and I honestly just in that hour I forgot to film because my brain was just like all over the place. And so I'm filming now so that way you guys can at least see it today. So obviously when you see it, it won't be 9 a.m. It's already past 9 a.m. my time. I think it's like 10, 11 or something. So you guys will see it, I think around 3, 4, 5, somewhere around there. I don't know, but I'm trying to get it out the way before I start doing my house chores. I'm gonna start cleaning my house today. My house is always cleaned. Like it's not ever like dirty. Like I'm always like, oh, we need to clean or whatever. And he's like, it's not dirty. Like we're both like on the same field where we like can't go to sleep if there's stuff in the sink, or we can't go to sleep if there's stuff all over the place. So our house is tidy, but I want to like deep clean. Like I'm gonna clean my windows and blinds and baseboards, things of that nature. Like that I don't do all the time. So that's what, when I'm like, oh, we need to clean, like that's what I mean. Like, you know what I mean? So other stuff to make the house homey and clean are done daily. But anyway, so before I get into all of that, I wanted to just go ahead and knock the video out the way so I can get a schedule. You guys could see it and I could be good until next week. But I'm going to go ahead and first stir this because I don't want to drink caramel. I'm just gonna shut up. I'm gonna put my lid on because I can't trust myself. Now my coffee is ready, so we can get started. So for the video today, I wanted to go ahead and just share with you guys all the 5-star reads that I've had this year so far. I think so far I've read like 112 books, maybe a little bit more, I'm not sure. I would have to check my Goodreads to confirm. But I have picked out all the ones that I have rated 5 stars. And technically my star means nothing to you as far as how you rate. So I will tell you quickly how I kind of rate my books because I feel like that's important since I'm doing a video on the ratings. So 5-star for me is like, you kept my attention the whole time. I had fun reading it the entire time. Either you've made me like smile, you've made me laugh, you've made me think, you've made me do something throughout the book in its entirety, and I loved it. That's 5 stars. It doesn't have to be a perfect book. It doesn't have to be a book that I'll ever reread again. I probably won't ever reread a book again, to be honest with you. Maybe I feel like there's a few Kennedy Ryan books that I would reread, but I'm typically not someone who like to watch the same thing twice. Like I don't want, I've done it. I don't need to do it again. And so I feel the same way about food. I don't like eating the same food multiple times in a row. So yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have to reread it or want to reread it. I don't have to think it should be on the Hall of Fame. It's just all vibes with me. Now, a 4.5 I've included in here as well because I do round those up on Goodreads, so they do appear as 5 stars on Goodreads. 4.5 for me is there was something about it that I would have changed, or there was something about it that I felt like maybe wasn't needed. You know what I mean? And so that's a 4.5 for me. And then I don't have 4s on this list, obviously, but then a 4 would be like, same as a 4.5, something I would change, but also you lost my attention. You didn't keep my attention the whole time. I wasn't engaged the whole time. So to me, that's a 4. Still a great book, still a good book. It's just you didn't keep my attention the whole time. Let's just jump right into it. I guess I'll start with the 4.5 because I have less of those. That is not including the books that I've read this month so far in September. I will do another video for September reads. All these books are from August and beyond, which feels like forever away. But let's jump into my 4.5. I'll start with the ones I don't have actually. So The Kiss Countdown by Etta Easton, that one is a fake dating. He's an astronaut, she's an event planner trying to get her life together. That one was a great read. I enjoyed it. I love fake dating so much. The only thing that gave it a 4.5 and not a 5 for me was I felt like it did a lot. Like, it was fake dating, then it was living together, then it was a fake engagement. It just felt like a little too much for me. And so for that, it was a 4.5. But other than that, excellent read, had my attention the whole time, would recommend that book. Free to Love by Kennedy Ryan. That one is a Juneteenth book. It's centered around Juneteenth. It's short little novella, I think about 60 to 80 pages, about a couple who is planning their wedding, and his mom, or her mom, I think it was his mom, is like taking it over. And she basically was like, let's just go have like a little impromptu wedding with just me, you, and our best friends, and that's it. Very short read. Honestly, I gave it 4.5 because it's a novella. I don't know, like, I feel like we didn't get to see their relationship, so it was like, yeah, I don't know. So About Love, Free to Love, we didn't get to see much of the relationship, but again, it's a short book, I can't expect much, but excellent. Capone and Capone 3, I actually rated 4.5. Those two were not my favorite in the series. I don't remember what I was missing. I don't remember, because I honestly can't remember like quotes from that book, but there was something that was like, maybe I would have changed. And I don't like cliffhangers, and the first part ended on a cliffhanger, which is what prompted me to do book 2. But yeah, 1 and 3 got a 4.5 for me, but I loved it. Great read. I need to get into the season 2, which is Capadonna's story, and I think there's 5 books in his story, so I'm excited to get into that one. Juneteenth by Tony LaRue. That one is a little short novella as well. I think about 70 pages or so. I don't remember, but that one was a fantastic read about a dad trying to get revenge for his son's death when justice never came. It was excellent. Some of the action I felt like wasn't needed, and that was it for me. That was all, but excellent read. I would recommend that one, and I think I did recommend it. That's Not My Name by Megan Lally. I feel like everybody kind of knows about this book. She comes and she's like, she has no recollection of who she is or where she's been, and some guy claims to be her dad. The beginning part of the book didn't make sense. It just felt like it was to further the plot, but like, let's make it realistic on things that could happen in real life. Like, I know there are some incompetent people within their job, but I feel like that probably wouldn't happen in real life. Some of the things that happen, I don't know. It just didn't make sense to me. It just felt like it was to further the plot to make her go with this man, and I was like, So 4.5. Next, we have Plus Size Player by Danielle Allen. Another fantastic read. I enjoyed this a lot. I already talked about how I loved how Nina approached dating. It just felt to me in the beginning that there was too much focus on Russ and Nina's physical attraction to each other. Like, I wanted more romance in the beginning, so that way I can be like, oh, okay, who do you end up with, girl? But it was like so physical in the beginning. That was the only thing about it. But other than that, fantastic read. I would definitely recommend. Truly Madly Deeply by L.J. Shen. This one was a fantastic read as well. Best friend's brother kind of situation. There was tension, there was yearning. I enjoyed it. I felt like the book was too big. It was drawn out in some parts just to make it big for no reason. It didn't need to be that big. So 4.5. That was all. Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. This is a dark romance. To me, it wasn't that dark. It was very comical. It was a fun read. It was a fun time. But the epilogue was fun, but wasn't needed. 4.5. The End of Summer by KJ Michichi. This one was also a great read as well. This one was cuter, fluffier. I don't remember why I rated it 4.5, but I know it just wasn't a 5-star read for me. Again, all vibes. Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. This was a beautiful book. I absolutely loved this book. I loved the representation. I love that we got to see ASL in a book. I feel like we don't typically get that. I almost feel like they should have been friends. Like, and it's not because of who Archer is or what he had to overcome. I just felt like what he had been through, he hadn't had a friend, and so he needed a friend more than anything. And also I felt like, to me, like their relationship felt friendly, you know. I don't know. It was a good read, and I loved both of them individually. I think I even loved them together, but again, I think they would have made best friends. And then maybe in a second book, we would have seen them together. I think I would have liked that better, because I think in the moment, he needed a friend. But excellent read, 4.5. As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. This is the third book in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. 4.5. I liked it. I love it. I had fun. It's a YA book. You know, Pip is going to keep doing Pip things. I honestly think that this whole series could have been a standalone. I think one book would have been good and done. I mean, I enjoyed all 3 books, but I don't think they were necessarily needed. It was just like playing out things again and again. I don't know. But so 4.5, I know some people didn't like the choice that Pip made in here. I don't disagree with the choice she made, so that's just me. 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. I actually really like this book. It's about 2 authors who knew each other in high school and loved each other, and they separated for whatever reason. They start writing about each other within their books, but didn't know it. And then they meet at a convention. I love this book. I love that. I don't love that she suffered with migraines, but I love the representation, because I also suffer with migraines. And she also, I believe, dealt with anxiety and like other things that I resonated so heavily with. Her daughter kind of reminded me of my daughter, like that smart, witty child. And so I really loved this book. The only thing that I wanted to change about it is I wish we didn't focus so much on the past. I wish we saw their past, but then got to see them navigate life as adults. And I think we didn't get to see too much of that. I think like once they got into the romance of them being back together, it was like the book was over. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to see them navigate adulthood as a couple. But other than that, fantastic, fantastic. Out of Body by Nia Davenport. This one is like a Freaky Friday, like jumping bodies situation. I don't remember the names of the characters in here, but it was a fantastic read. I enjoyed this. I really loved it. It was fast-paced, short read. I just felt like there was a part in here that I felt like was doing too much. That was it. And I obviously can't tell you, but I don't know. Some parts were doing too much. And for that, 4.5. I also rated this one, The Break-In by Catherine Faulkner, 4.5 stars. This one was a great thriller. I just felt like some of the middle parts in the book was a little bit drawn out. But it just follows a mom who kills a young man who enters her home, and she was just trying to protect her babies. And so she uncovers like so much of what happened or why he did it. Sisters in the Wind by Angeline Boley. This is a YA mystery, and I enjoyed it a lot. We get to uncover her life as well, and her dad may or may not have lied to her, but it was a fantastic book. Fantastic. I have another video that I'm currently working on, me talking about this book some more, but I gave this 4.5 stars. And lastly, on the 4.5, we have You Made a Fool Out of Death with Your Beauty by Akwake Emezi. And I love this. Fantastic. I really love the title of this book. This is probably one of my favorite titles ever, really. I enjoyed it so much. So much so I walk around the house telling my husband that. And he'd be like, huh? But I enjoyed this. It was great. It was fun. It was friends' dad. Best friend's dad. They weren't really best friends. They were developing a friendship. But there is also an age gap in there, which I love an age gap. For me, it felt like their relationship was more trauma bonding rather than like romance building. I would have liked to see them bond through trauma and then see them like develop this beautiful romantic relationship. And I guess that's my problem. It's a me problem, right? I like slow burns. I like tension. I like yearning. I want to feel that you want that girl or that woman. I want to feel that you want that man. I want to feel like your heart will be like gutted if you are not around this person. And for me, it just felt like, oh, we had this sad experience that we are talking about, and now I think I love you. To me, that could have been anybody in that place, right? You could have had that conversation with anybody. If you would have just opened up and talked to somebody, you might have felt that connection. And that, to me, is the difference. So 4.5, but I enjoyed it. I loved it. I know there's like a red copy of this one, but I really like the highlighter yellow. Enjoyed that one. So starting with the ones I don't have physically for the 5 stars, Leave Something Behind by Daniel Vaccaro. That one was about a guy trying to discover there is life out there or something out there in space, but it's focused solely on his relationship. He does discover something later on in his life, but we're recounting his life with the love of his life, and it was such a beautiful story. Short little novella, I think like 50 pages or less. Beautiful. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I absolutely love this. I've said in one of my videos that I love where we're making a choice and we're watching the consequences play out or watching to see how it affects our life. I absolutely love that. I really love the story of Addie LaRue. I loved how later she finds, I forgot his name, I want to say Henry. She finds Henry, and their story in itself is beautiful. I felt like every question I had about the book was answered within the book, and I loved it. Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. That book was awful, but so well written. It was very sad and heartbreaking. It is about child abuse. We're following her, I forgot the name of her friend, but Monday's friend notices that she's not at school, and she's trying to figure out every day where Monday is, and the things we uncover is just disgusting, disturbing, but Tiffany did a great job of writing that book. And I gave Capone 2 5 stars. I know I said I give the other Capone 1 and Capone 3 4.5. This one got a 5 stars for me. It was my favorite in the series, and we really got to see him love on Erin some more. We got to see his story, and like the cliffhanger was answered from book 1. So I felt like it was more. We got more in this book, and I just love that so much. Holly by Stephen King. This one was a fantastic read. I enjoyed it a lot. There was cannibalism in there, but just Holly being a PI but finding out so much information that the police wasn't even connecting. I really enjoyed this book. I really did. Finding Me by Viola Davis. That one was another sad, heart-wrenching book. I mean, it's her memoir. It's about her life, and I hadn't realized that her life was so like hard in the beginning, but it was obviously fantastic read with getting to know her. Like, I love her even more now, but also the way she told the story was great as well. She did a phenomenal job of telling her own story. Gray After Dark by Noelle Eiley. That one was a great thriller. I enjoyed it a lot. And I don't even like the setting of being out in the woods or a cabin away. Like, that's not my favorite, but this book was fantastic. I loved it. And then the last one I don't have physically is The House of Eve by Sidika Johnson. I'm also gonna buy these, but the books that I'm rating 4.5 out of 5, like, even if I don't have them physically, I eventually will. I will buy them to keep them on my bookshelf. But that one was a fantastic historical fiction. We're following 2 women who were watching, I believe, Ruby go through school. She's high school, and she's trying to do whatever she can to get into a good college. She wants to be an optometrist. And we're also following, I can't remember her name. I feel like it starts with an E. Eleanor? Yeah, we're following Eleanor, who is in college, and she meets this guy who she is smitten with, and they fall in love. And then their story connects in a way. And I just really loved it. I love both their stories. I love how it connected. I loved how she wrote the story. And It was a fantastic read. The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I already talked about this. This made me think a lot. It put me in a place of like, wow, what would happen and what would I change? So for that, I loved it. Fantastic read to me. Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn. This one had me laughing out loud the entire time. The book was entertaining from page 1 to page whatever it ended on. I enjoyed it. I love that there was a little bit of deepness, like we got to the root of why she was feeling the way she was feeling. I mean, we know why, but what he got to the root of why. It's also fake dating, but I like the premise that they're going away on this couple's retreat and fake dating as a married couple. Oh my God, I don't know. I enjoy this so much. The Butcher by Jennifer Hillier. This is a book that made me want to read all of Jennifer Hillier's book. This was great. It was a psychological thriller. I enjoyed being in the mind of a psycho. I really do. I don't know why. I just like seeing how they think in books. Don't put me close to a psychopath in real life, okay? But I enjoyed seeing in his mind. I also love like the little tidbits that we got to see here and there. I like the female character. I don't remember her name, but I really enjoyed this book. And I think like from like page 1, it was like, whoa, you got me hooked. I feel like page 9, I knew I was gonna enjoy it and give it a 5-star. Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. I love Kennedy Ryan. I'm always gonna rate her book 5 stars. That may be a personal bias, but apart from me already having in my mind that I'm gonna rate her books 5 stars, it's because her books are deep. They are thoughtful. There is intention in the dating. There is yearning. It's beautiful. There was Alzheimer's representation in here. There was grief. Oh, it was just honestly such a beautiful read. I enjoyed it. 5 stars. The Stolen Hours by Alan Eskins. This is a courtroom drama thriller, and the serial killer thinks he knows everything and he thinks he's gonna get away with it. So we know who did it, but we're just trying to figure out how he did it and prove it to the point where he gets convicted of the crime. And it was just, I loved it. I enjoyed it. The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, a fantastic read. It's about police brutality. One of her friends passes due to police violence, and we're just watching her deal with the grief, but also learn to speak up and seek justice. It was beautiful. I think it was YA because they're young, but it was just a fantastic read. I recommend this to everybody. Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. This one, I knew what it was going into it, so I had a time. A time was had. There is an age gap in here. It is ex-boyfriend's dad. I just had fun reading this. Again, I'm all vibes. Nothing deep about it. I just had fun. The Mind F series by St. Abbey. This one was fantastic. One of my favorite reads in the first quarter of this year. It was thick. It's 5 books in one. I just consider it one book. But great. If you like Criminal Minds, if you like Dexter, like you're gonna love this. Female Rage. Everything was in this book. We got a perfect blend of romance, of thrill, of suspense, of mystery. It was fantastic. I enjoyed this so much. Way too much, honestly. One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This one was about, if you know Manifest the show, the concept, he goes on a plane or a helicopter, it goes down, but he's missing for like 3 years, I believe 2 or 3 years. And then he comes back, but she's already moved on to somebody else. So she's determining, which one should I move on with? I loved the premise. I loved that we got to see her toggle between her decisions, and I understood it. I understood the dilemma that she faced with having to figure out what should I do. Hookshot by Kennedy Ryan. 5 stars. Again, I said it. This one was the last book in the Hoop series. This one was about Lotus and Keenan, and the story was beautiful. This does touch on childhood sexual trauma. This was so done well. So done well. And I resonated with this book a lot. A lot. There were some lines she said in here that I was like, yep, I've expressed that exact same line to my spouse. So this was a great read. The Addict Child by Lola J. This one is a historical fiction. And it was just beautiful. I've talked about it before. I've recommended it a lot. And perfection. I loved it. It was sad. It was happy. It was everything that you want. But it was good. Great read. Lola did a great job reading this. And every time I talk about this book, my husband's like, they need to make it a movie. And I agree. I haven't looked yet to see, but I don't think I've heard any communication or talk about it becoming a movie. But I agree with him. Definitely would be a fantastic movie. Blockshot by Kennedy Ryan. This one is the second book in the Hoop series. I read the first one last year, so you won't see it in here, but also another 5-star. This one was actually my least favorite of the book, but that's not to say anything. I wouldn't change anything about it. There's nothing I would change about it, so it's a 5-star for me. Okay. This one is about like self-love in a way and like body positivity. It's a second chance romance, which typically is not my thing. I'm like, girl, once you let that man go, let him go. Don't take him back. Because I feel that way in like real life. I don't typically love a second chance romance, but this was great. I loved it. I loved their relationship. Enjoyed it. Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. This one was my favorite book in a part of Your World series. This one followed Brianna and Jacob, and there was so many themes in here. There was talks of kidney failure, anxiety, abuse, social anxiety. It was phenomenal. I enjoyed this book so much. It was fake dating. It was also slow burn. I mean, I'm telling you, they probably got together about here. So like this much of the book is probably when they said something. But it was the slowest slow burn ever. But because there was so much happening in the book, it was honestly beautiful to just watch. This was a great read. And lastly, Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This one was also a great read. I also gave Part of Your World 5 stars as well, but I read that one last year. This one was fantastic as well. We're following, I think Justin is his name, and I don't remember her name. Emma. They both believe they're cursed because whoever they date, that person then moves on to find the love of their life. So they're like, if we date, we'll cancel it out. Well, obviously they're gonna fall in love, but it was fantastic. The situation she dealt with her mom in here, I'm like, cut your mom off. Like, it's okay for us to cut parents off when they are, I don't want to say serving no purpose, but when your only purpose in life is to make my life miserable, you've got to go, whoever you are. We're not going to keep placeholders in our life, okay, guys? Let them go, even if they're your mom, your dad, your uncle, your sister, your best friend, your dog. Hell, let them go. But it was also another great read, fun. This one was, I think, the youngest couple out of all 3 books. I believe so. But again, another fantastic read. Those are all the books that I've read that I've rated 5 stars on Goodreads, or 4.5 or 5 in my head. Whatever, this year so far, excluding this month. But as always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.